Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Happy Wednesday. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I made this really beautiful blue themed nail set. It's kind of giving like a little bit of a tropical type of vibe to me. There's definitely a type of aesthetic that this is and a type of name for this type of nail design, but if you guys know it, let me know in the description box down below. So I'm going to be cutting these nail tips down. These are actually enailcouture coffin shaped nail tips. They're a medium length, or what I would consider to be a medium length, but I'm actually going to cut them down to be pretty short. So this is actually a last minute nail set for my sister. She is graduating and I needed to make her a last minute nail set. So I'm going to be making this for her. She needs a short coffin. She's graduating middle school and she chose this design. This is going to be the inspiration photo. I'll insert it right here. So she basically wanted like a nail set like this, basically like this, but it didn't have to be exact. So I kind of just did the lines and stuff like I know how, and I also asked her if she wanted it to be flocked like it is in that nail set. It has like that 3D sweater type of look where it's like kind of like fluffy feeling, like velvet kind of, where you put the acrylic powder on top of the gel and then cure it, but she did not want that. She just wanted it flat, and I still have yet to be able to perfect these little lines, so I'll show you guys how I do it, and this is the best way that I feel like works for me. I'm going to be starting with the nail tips. Like I said, I cut them all down to size and I made sure that they're all the same length to the best of my ability. Like I have to kind of put the nail stands one in front of the other and kind of measure them and make sure they're like the same length. There isn't a very like proper way to measure it and make sure they're completely perfect, especially when there's not anyone wearing them, or I don't have like the ability to do that magnet method where you measure it by magnets. So it's kind of hard for me to figure it out, but all I do is put the nail stand one in front of the other facing each other, and then, or the nails facing each other, and then you can kind of measure it like that and eyeball it, and it comes out pretty exact. But now I'm going to be applying the colors. So I did already etch the nails to make them ready for gel application. If you want to make them stronger and sturdy, you can make them thicker if you want to. I didn't want to make them too thick so that way they don't look too bulky on her fingers, so I made sure to keep them natural looking. And I'm going to be using my baby blue gel polish. This is called Sky Mist. It's an ultra pigmented baby blue gel polish. It's pretty much one coat coverage. Like you can tell that there's no streaks, no uneven lines or anything, but I always go in with 2 coats no matter what. And then for the nude color, I'm going to be using my color called Blushed Clay. These colors are from my shop, Nailsslayedbyval.com, and I did formulate these gel polishes to be HEMA free, and they come in 20 milliliter bottles, so they're big bottles and they'll last you a while. Thank you to anyone that has supported my brand or just even tried any of my products. Like I'm honestly so appreciative that you guys give me a chance and trust me enough to be able to order and try my product. So yeah, this baby blue, if you're looking for a good one, is definitely a really good baby blue. It is so pigmented and easy to work with. And I'm going to be doing the same base colors on the other hand. Something that I realized while making this nail set is that I don't have a navy blue gel polish. So I kind of had to make up my own navy blue gel polish, which you guys will see in a second. But I don't know why I don't own one. Like I don't even remember the last time I owned a navy blue. It's probably a long time ago. And I think it was like a D&D one. I need to pick up a navy blue gel online somewhere on Amazon because I always end up needing one. And I always have to custom mix it. And it's never quite right. Like definitely getting a bottle of navy blue is on my agenda. But I'm going to need that for the ring finger. And I actually didn't realize until I was watching this back that the pinky also had the navy blue French tip. But I didn't even notice that until now. And the nail set's already been finished like a while ago. So hopefully she doesn't notice. Honestly, I don't think she will notice because she's not really too picky on how I do her nails. She always lets me kind of freestyle and do whatever I want to do for the most part. So I am just going to custom mix a baby blue or a navy blue gel polish. You can see there's like a piece of lint that got in there. So I have to take that out. It's so annoying to work with, but I'm going to be mixing some of my blue color called Blue Lagoon. It's a bright blue gel polish with some black gel polish. I mixed it with my black called Purrfect Black. So I'm kind of mixing these two on the nail, and it still wasn't quite right. Like I needed it to be almost like a navy cobalt blue, like a different shade. So I actually grabbed a blue jelly color that I had on hand, and I mixed in a little bit of the blue jelly, and that really gave the color I needed. So on my agenda is also to create a really beautiful cobalt blue, like a true cobalt blue, or even a jelly blue would work also, like the one I used today. So I don't know, something like that, because it's just so hard to find a blue that you can mix with colors to get that vibrancy that you need. Even though my color Blue Lagoon is very vibrant, it's just not the same type of vibrant that I needed for this. So I needed like a jelly almost. Like a jelly has the pigmentation with the clear base. It has no white mixed into it. That's what gives it that jelly look, because if it had white mixed into the bottle, it would be opaque. So you need it to be jelly, so it's just pure pigment and pure clear. So that's what gives it that jelly color effect. So I definitely need to pick up another jelly color to have on hand. So I'm going to be mixing this in there, and it actually mixed really well. I didn't have any issues, so I'm just mixing this in, and it worked pretty well for what I needed. I needed this really dark, deep blue, and honestly, shout out to the original inspo creator. The name is on the inspiration photo that I showed you guys, but she does her lines, or they, I guess I'll say they, do their lines so perfectly. I honestly don't know how people get it so perfect. Like, honestly, I'm good at a lot of nail designs. I'm not gonna say I'm not. I'm very good at doing it because I've already mastered it, like over years of practice, right? It's not that I'm just naturally good. I've just practiced a long time. But when it comes to certain things, there's just still something about it that I can't get exactly perfect, and these little lines are one of them. So I'm going to show you guys how I would do it if I was a beginner, and how I still do it now. If you're just getting used to doing lines like this. I wish I knew exactly what technique the original creator used, because it just would make it so much easier for me to figure out. But I'm just going to do the French tips first. So I'm doing the French tip on the pointer and the pinky. So I basically am going to grab my dotting tool, and I'm going to try to map out the dots perfectly here. It's honestly something where you kind of have to eyeball it and imagine a perfect circle in your head, and then try to figure out exactly how many dots you would need to fill in a circle. Like, if you're going to trace a circle that is already a line with dots, like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, how would it look, you know? So I started with 3 on top. There's going to be 3 on bottom, and then like 2 on the sides kind of thing, or like 1 on the sides. So you kind of just have to map it out to the best of your ability, and that's what I did. And then there's also going to be some more dots over here. So I'm doing the dot method for these lines, but you don't have to do this. Like, you can just pick up the gel polish and put it on there. I feel like I should have tried that. Like, honestly, just picking up the gel polish with the liner brush, I feel like that might have worked also. But I felt like it needs to have these little dots in order to have that exact, like, nice proportionate teardrop shape that it has in the inspiration picture. But like I said, I still struggle with some things here and there. So this is one of those things that I still struggle with a little bit. I feel like it's probably because I used my ultra thin brush. Maybe I should have grabbed a different brush. It would have came out a little better. But that's just me being super nitpicky, because honestly, it looks fine. It's just me in my head. Like, sometimes I get too in my head and I want it to be exactly how it looks in the inspiration picture, especially because I've kind of tried to make that like my specialty over being a press-on nail artist for so many years. Like, I always try to make my customers as happy as possible with getting the picture and the nail set that I'm creating identical to each other, as to the best of my ability, obviously. And then it's like, so when I don't get something 100% perfect, it kind of like messes with me a little bit, and I'll think about it for like a while after the nail set's even finished. So I'm definitely going to be thinking about how I could have perfected this nail set and like honestly tried a little better. And I guess that's how someone would become better at something, is like, you notice your mistakes and then you realize like, okay, I should have done this instead, and then you like grow from it, you know what I mean? That's how everybody's going to start in their nail journey, especially if you're a beginner, you're just getting into nail art for yourself or for your family. You want to do nails on your family or yourself, or even if you want to do it as a press-on nail business, you're going to start by learning and like trial and error. So you're going to see like, okay, I tried this and then I failed, so I need to try this method, or I need to try this way. And that's how you're going to get better and better over time, because that's how I did it. I just never gave up on a technique. I just kept trying new techniques until I found the ones that would make me better. For example, like with French tip, I was never good at it in the beginning. Like, it was really hard for me to do. And then I started realizing, like, you know what, let me try other methods as well and see. And like, I did so many methods. Like, I did the one where you paint on the gel polish and you wipe it away with acetone and a round brush, and then you create your smile line like that. And then I did the A method, where you do the A and then you connect all the lines and slowly build it together. And the A method is what really helped me perfect my French tips. If I would have never tried the A method, I don't know if I would have gotten my French tips master so in the way that I did, because I felt like doing different techniques is what helped me get there, because I kind of just did what's best for me in a way. Like, that's the one thing that you'll find what's best for you along your journey. And no matter what it is that you do, like, even if you want to do makeup, if you want to do hair, if you want to do anything, like, everyone has a different technique and a different way of doing things. So I guess that's just me rambling. You guys know I love to ramble, but that's something that is something I've learned over time. You know, there's definitely different ways to do ombre. Like, sometimes a lot of people use the airbrush machine, and just for me, like, personally, I tried using my airbrush machine a few times. I used it in, I think, like 1 or 2 videos trying it out, but honestly I just never really got hooked on it. It was never something that was for me. Like, I find it very frustrating to have to clean the machine in between colors every single time, and it just takes so much time to me, where I can get the same, almost the same exact look by using sponges, and it takes me about half the amount of time. So the reason why it's so much faster to use a sponge for ombre is because you're going in such thin layers that you can flash cure really quickly in between. Obviously, if you do the sponge method for ombre and you fully cure for 1 minute in between every single layer, then using an airbrush is going to be way faster for you. Kinda, you know? Because with a sponge, it does absorb so much gel that you have to go in so many layers, whereas an airbrush, you just go one time, swipe, or brush it on, airbrush it on, and then it's done, you know? Maybe 1 or 2 layers max. But when it comes to a sponge method, you do need a few more layers, but it's just way faster than having to clean the machine in between. You can just pick up a new sponge every time. One sponge can like hold up to 2 to 3 colors, so you can use one sponge. It's not as wasteful, and also you're not breathing in acetone. I know this is literally so random, but I'm just rambling to you guys while you guys watch me paint on these little flowers, because I don't like just like putting the music on and then like leaving and then having to sit here and wait for this like part to be done, or skip ahead and then like talk again, you know? I'd rather just talk to you guys about nails and random things, because that's what I've always done in the beginning when I started my channel, and I felt like I really want to take the time to actually talk to you guys about certain things and ramble, because that's what got me here in the first place, you know? All 100,000 or plus of you that have subscribed to me because you guys are here for the educational videos, and you guys don't mind my rambling, because I ramble in every video that I make. So I just appreciate you guys for being here. I appreciate you guys for dealing with, you know, my talkativeness, but it's what I love to do. Honestly, I love to teach all things nails and like talk about it, because it's like something that, yeah, you see the videos on TikTok and like you see people making short form content a lot now, and maybe YouTube shorts and TikTok videos and Facebook and all these things. It's like an influx of content, but it's like, at the same time, are they really sitting down and teaching you the techniques? Are they really explaining in depth like why they're doing what they're doing? What's the reason? You know what I mean? Like, no, most of them are not. It's like probably like 20% of nail creators actually explain why they're doing what they're doing, and then the other what is it? I'm not good at math, you guys. Oh my gosh, 80%? Yeah, 80-20. Okay. The other 80% of people are just pretty much making the videos quick and to the point. And then there's some people that do more in-depth videos where they actually talk about stuff, you know, which is what I prefer to do. So I feel like that's why you guys have subscribed, because you guys actually learn stuff when you watch my videos, which is always my goal, is like learn something, you know? I want you guys to learn something, or not just find it entertaining, you know? I don't always want to be so entertaining. Like, some people have told me like, oh, your videos are boring, or oh, it's so boring, like, no offense or something, you know? Like, in my real life, like, not online, but like in my personal life, people have told me that, and it's like, it's okay. I just reply with like, oh, it's okay, it's not for everyone. Like, the only people that will like my videos are people that actually want to learn about nail art and are actually interested in it, because that's how I started. Like, I just was so interested in nail art so much. I'm sorry, you guys, my cat is crying because he wants to escape. He always does this every time he wants to go outside, even though he's not an outside cat. He's escaped like 2 times in his life, and he's already 5 years old, and he swears he can go outside. I'm so sorry, you guys. You guys tell me not to apologize for my cats meowing, but it's so annoying when they're like crying in the background and then I'm like trying to talk. Anyways, but yeah, those of you guys that have cats probably know what I'm going through, but I love my cats so much. And yeah, so basically my point is, I like to talk about nail art, and I don't mind rambling about it, because I feel like you guys might want to hear it too. And if you guys are wondering which brush I've been using this whole time, I'm using my 12mm French Slayer brush. That's the brush I used to create the French tips. And then it's also the same brush I'm using for the little lines and stuff. And I kind of just freestyled the lines, but I kind of loosely followed the inspiration photo. So I'm kind of just like doing the little lines. They kind of look like little leaves, little flowers. It's a really cute vibe. Honestly, this to me gives like low-key tropical. but like at the same time not. Like this reminds me of something, but I can't quite put my finger on it. Like if you guys know what this is called, let me know, because there's a very specific, like I think, isn't there like pottery painted like this too? I don't know, but I like this. It's so pretty. And yeah, so I am doing the pinky now, which this should have been reversed. It should have been the navy blue and the French and then the light blue lines, but unfortunately, like I said, I didn't realize that until hours later. So that's what happened there. And now I'm going to be doing the light blue here, and you can really tell how pigmented the baby blue is here. I really take a lot of pride in the colors that I love from my collections that I've released so far, because they're colors that I was really picky about creating. Like when I created a baby blue, I was like, no, this baby blue needs to be pigmented. Like I don't want a watery baby blue. Like there's no way. Same thing with my baby pink. Like if you're looking for a good baby pink, it's so pigmented, like you're gonna literally fall in love, I promise you. Because those were the two colors that I was like, these are two colors that I use a lot. Like I think baby blue, I think I've used so many times. Like I use it a lot. I think I've went through bottles and bottles in my lifetime of nail art. Same with baby pink. So I needed them to be super pigmented. So you can just tell here, like there's not really any sheerness at all. Like, and it's just really nice and seamless when I'm drawing the lines down. And that was my main goal when creating my baby blue and my baby pink specifically, and my white gel polish as well, and my black gel polish. So those are just something I wanted to talk about because I did create these products and I am happy about them. So that's why I talk about them all the time. And yeah, it's just kind of fun to be able to promote my own products now, since I've always promoted other products for so many years. But this is kind of a random chatty video. But that's pretty much it. This is how the nail set turned out. I think it's really pretty, and I think my sister's gonna love it. And that's it for this one, and I'll see you for the next video tomorrow. Bye!